interesting the amount of problems you can get when you have too many things on premise.
Nice.
And by the way, the guys I was trying to dial in, I have them on the phone right now. So these are our people from India, Global Delivery, who did an awesome job in supporting us, supporting me with creating services for SAP HANA Cloud. So my name is Matthias Nott. I work for SAP. I'm responsible for the creation of services for SAP HANA Cloud. And today what I want to show to you is a bit of the things we are doing here. So I'm going to show you a little bit what HANA Cloud actually is. And since I hate slides, there's going to be a demo. And then I'm going to show you some more ideas about what HANA Cloud could probably do in a social media scenario. And then we are going to do a bigger demo. And I'm going to show you what kind of services we are offering. And I'm going to give you some customer examples. So let's talk about cloud. Who has a clear concept of what cloud is? I think the most simple thing to say about that is that you have a flexible consumption of IT resources through some data connection, normally the internet, right? So what kind of resources are we talking about? Those can be infrastructures. Amazon does that. You can rent from Amazon hardware that you pay per use, right? So that's infrastructures. Then you can rent a platform. We're going to talk a bit more about that. And then obviously somebody may have had the time to write some software for you, which you can use and appreciate or not appreciate and try to adapt somehow, or probably won't be able to adapt it all the way you want it. And these different layers of cloud give you then something like infrastructure, platform, or software as a service. Now those services are then delivered in some way. They can be private, so just you have access to it. They cannot obviously be public, so everybody has access. And you can put some access restrictions on them. It's a question where they are hosted. They can be hybrid, so which means a little bit of both worlds. So some very security relevant data you might have on premise, and then the rest of it you have in a public cloud. And then there's also the concept of community cloud, where like people in the same domain, like for example, automotive producers would share certain infrastructures. Okay. Having said that, what actually is SAP HANA Cloud? There's a big amount of confusion at the moment going on what HANA actually is. Here is the official not correct statement of HANA. That was Hasso's new architecture. It is on Vishal's blog still, right? And so we are required to name this, to give it, tell it's just a name. Okay? There's no particular technical meaning despite its history. It's also a place in Hawaii, but I've never been there, so that's just what I read on Wiki. Let's go a little bit more in detail what that actually is. Right? So SAP HANA Cloud is a platform. SAP HANA Cloud allows you to, for example, run something like Cloud Portal. It's a portal offering that we are having that customers can use. That portal offering runs on something that's called SAP HANA Cloud, the Java platform. That is the thing I'm going to talk about today. We also have an integration part inside that, which allows you to pull in data from all sorts of backend systems. And then you can deliver the content that you are creating to all kinds of devices. So that means what I'm going to show to you today is how you can actually very easily create applications you can run on the cloud. How can you access your backend systems immediately from your cloud application? How can you make sure that you actually don't anymore have to worry about any infrastructure? How you can use SAP HANA Cloud to turn big data, lots of data, into useful information? How you can target mobile devices? For example, what we are doing, this will be one of the demos today, is integrating with Facebook. Now actually, how is Facebook possibly of interest in terms of business? I mean, when I created a Facebook account for my father, he was really annoyed at me because he said, I don't want to have my data out there. I did that because I got a daughter 9 months ago and we wanted to share pictures, right? Now I'm going to share with you a story because there is an Indian wholesaler who does that. He runs a Facebook, he runs a campaign on Facebook, and then somebody hits the like button, and what happens is that the wholesaler gets immediately a lead in a CRM system. Suddenly, you can utilize Facebook to create actually business value. The same holds true, obviously, for Twitter. So this example I just showed to you, I'm going to demo to you today. And for your developers, there's just open source standard tools that you can utilize. There is no longer something like SAP NetWeaver WebDimpro for Java, where you do need some special knowledge in order to actually utilize it, which nobody likes. You can use whatever you want. We have some nice UI library as well, like many people have, and it's cool. It's actually been presented like an hour ago, kind of next door. So that's nice, and we are using it for the demo, but you can use whatever you want, whatever you guys have expertise in. Yeah, as I said, it comes with an HTML5 library. That's powerful, but not necessary to use it. And so it's totally open. Any more information you get, if you have a QR reader, you can just point it there. I'm going to show you those links later at the end again. Okay, so no need to be stressed. So, what do we deliver? Why do we also do something like cloud? Why is SAP better than or comparable, or what's our, like in Porter's 5 forces model, where is SAP strategizing his own cloud? The first thing is access to resources that nobody else has. We only can guarantee that somebody who uses SAP HANA Cloud has immediately a secure access to existing on-premise or by the systems. Which means, while you can keep your data where it is, you can still run campaigns on the cloud. This is the first and most important, I feel, USP here. The next thing is, you can HANA for free. It's really free. So you can actually start developing on the cloud right now. You don't need to pay a cent for it. It's free for a developer. Once you get productive, you pay a relatively low fee. It's something like 500 euros a month. And it gets then more if you create more and more resources that you want to utilize. But it's really nothing compared to setting up an infrastructure yourself. I mean, why on earth should actually a bank invest in creating their own website architecture? I've been working in web content management before. I mean, this is massive what you do in terms of investment. And what if you use that only for a limited amount of time, like for a campaign? So with HANA in the cloud, you can directly have the performance of HANA for your web application. It comes with it. And then there's an identity management on top, because obviously if you have that, then you want to know who's going to have access to your cloud application. So that's seamlessly integrated. You can have security on your applications automatically. You have a mail service. So for example, this Facebook guy, he also wants to send out a mail to the guy who clicks the like button. So he wants to tell him, hey, thank you. And I'm going to make contact with you, right? So you can use that. You have a document service. That is useful if you want to publish some documents somewhere. Want to show some documents. I'm going to show you how this works, right? And there's admin stuff like remote monitoring, and it's a standardized development environment, and we get more and more. And actually, yeah, that's a nice one. If you're a partner, you can sell stuff you write on the cloud. So I have this one-man show company I met on an OpenText conference 2 weeks ago in Munich. He is in Frankfurt. He runs his own companies, basically giving away for free his own web-based CMS, content management system. So I told him, that's cool, but how do you want to target a customer in South Africa? He said, well, I can't. So yes, you can, because your stuff can run here on the cloud. First of all, you get certified by SAP that your stuff runs on SAP. Second, you can sell it wherever you want. Obviously, SAP wants to somehow be on the bandwagon with things like Apple has shown. Now, all of that, nice and pretty. How about the demo? So let's connect and see how that actually works, because I'll get our presentation here. suggestive connection. So we're connecting to some other system. It's obviously a cloud scenario that we are having here, so why not go somewhere else? And actually, let's check. Yeah, I'm online, so that's okay. It's coming. So here we are going to a Windows server. It's going to be a little bit small. And what I want to do, very simply, because the moment you start having other people working for you, obviously you step out of that developer role a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create for you an application that runs on the cloud right now. So all I need to do is I need to set up me as a developer in SAP. That I have done already. And I'm just going to say, yeah, I would like to create a new web project here. That's very small. That says I create a new web project. How am I going to call it? I'm going to call it Jim's demo. Jim's over there is my host. Okay? So I'm going to select, I want to see it as part of the project side here on the left side. And that's it already. Now, since I have that, I have an old application that I was trying obviously before, and this one I'm just going to remove. Yeah, it's going to be removed from the cloud as well. That's it. And now for this demo that I have, for Jim's demo here, I'm going to say, yeah, what I obviously need for as a developer in order to serve something on the web is what's called a servlet. So it's very simple. Let's create a servlet. Okay, so here's a servlet. I need to give it a class package name, something like com.sap.Jim. And I'm going to call it Jim's demo. And yeah, so I think it's pretty good. Let's go further. I'll see whether we need to do some other things now. Oh, that's fine. Let's go finish. So there's my code, right? So every code that you have, that you work with, I really need to put this thing away because I could get confused with So anyway, it has a get and a post method. Post is used very simply if you have a form on the web, and get is used if you just type something in the URL. So we are typing something in the URL, so I'm just going to print hello world. So how do you do it? Everything's kind of hello world demo. Yeah, we're talking about the response, so let's do something with it. Response dot, what is that, optional? There's probably somebody who wants to write with me. Get writer, yeah. So what can he do? He can probably print, right? Not print, that was in England. Yeah, we can print stuff. So let's say we say, hello, this is going to be officially the first hello Jim. I'm going to stop that. Let's put a date, so a timestamp, you can see it's refreshed. New Java util date. By the way, the server I'm running this on is actually also sitting in Switzerland. So we are having here a model where somebody like Global Delivery from SAP or Consulting from SAP could do development for you on their own servers, and then they can publish it for you into the cloud. And once I finished doing useless mistakes here, I can just say, okay, let's run it. So just push the run button. Yeah, we want to save it, that's fine. And I want to run it actually not on localhost, I want to run it on the cloud. So I'm just going to run it here on the cloud. And finish. So that's all. The rest is fully automatic. Should I have used now a database, like for persistence of data? It will automatically be, it would automatically be rewritten, my access to the database, so that it would run on HANA. You wouldn't have to care. Right? So what he's doing now there, you see it, he's publishing the stuff to the cloud, which gives me the room for telling you something about this. This is an Eclipse environment, like every other Java developer knows that and is used to that. What SAP basically has done is writing a bunch of plugins to that, which allow you to more easily integrate with SAP's cloud offering. And so when you do that, you do just not worry where this stuff is actually running. To tell you something about where it is running, we have one data center in Rhodes, and there are other data centers being planned for being created. Last time I checked, I saw immediately like 3 machines. You can't really call them machines. I mean, my server in my basement, I call it monster. But those are real monsters. I mean, we're talking about 3,000 CPUs and several terabytes of memory. Really massive, and hundreds of virtual machines where this is running on. So this is really a lot. And by the way, that is actually correct. Yeah, leave it running. So what I want to do next, while that stuff is running, I want to go back to my demo, back to my presentation, and well, it starts obviously exactly where you stopped, so that's very useless. Let's go back to where we were. Yeah. Here. Talk a little bit about cloud-driven social media marketing. When I talked to my friend from OpenText and I told him that we can directly from a cloud application connect backwards to an SAP environment, he started to say, well, that's actually starting to get interesting right now. So how about a demo like this? How about integrating with Facebook? What I want to do, I want to publish a campaign on Facebook. It sounds easy, right? I mean, you have your Facebook on the one side and you have your SAP system on the other side, and what you basically want to do, you publish stuff out to Facebook, and when somebody likes it, you get stuff back to your on-premise SAP system. Now, any IT guy right here would say, oh wow, does that mean I need to expose that system here? And actually, how am I doing that? And actually, how am I getting this back? And that's actually not all I want. I want to do some more. With the lead I get, I want to do some more. I want to actually, first of all, manage somehow the stuff that I'm going to publish as a campaign. I also want to have some application that allows me to actually click somewhere, have a data chooser, probably pull some information from my backend system, like for example a flight demo. This is about flights. See, there's a small plane in here. So I want to publish a demo like a campaign on flights. So I need a date panel and I need a list of flights that I have available in my SAP system, and also I want to say run a campaign. I want to define campaigns somewhere. And when I've done that, I want, when somebody has liked it, I want to send him a mail. And I want to see how many people have liked that. And I want to probably also have an admin console on my whole application. And of course, I want to use Eclipse for doing all that. So if you try to do all of this with just standard, this will be pretty complex. Well, use SAP HANA Cloud, but obviously HANA Cloud will take care of pulling the stuff out of your backend system. It will actually take care of giving you an application where you can run your, where you can create your campaigns. And actually that application, this is stuff that you can run on the cloud, write yourself. And then you can have a document service where the stuff is like the images or whatever you are going to publish is hosted. This is then pulled in by this publishing application. Then you can move it out to Facebook, and Facebook is going to talk back to us once there's a like. Actually, it's not a pull. We don't ask Facebook like every 2 seconds, was there somebody kind enough for asking us? No. I mean, that would be as clever as running every 5 minutes down to your door, see if somebody's there. Right, we have a doorbell. That's Facebook's one. So then HANA Cloud pushes it back into the backend, and that is a point-to-point encrypted connection. And then we have an application database that's then hosted on the cloud as well, which gives us more information about what happened. We send mail directly from the cloud, and we have then all the other stuff that are from the right side. This thing is interesting. Now, this is actually going to work. Well, I told you we have the option to connect direct to backend systems. That's this one. I've shown to you that we can actually run all kinds of application directly on the cloud, that we have a document service, we have a mail service, we have an identity management, because I don't want everybody to do that. I want just some people to do that, okay? We have this hosting console, and we obviously also have this standard-based development environment. That's great. Do a demo. So, by the way, this actually did work, right? I just was not wanting to wait. Now here you get that, it's very visible once you, You see, you can refresh. This is running on the cloud now, this small application I've written. So let's do a more complex demo. Where should we start? Start with, not this. Start with, yeah. Come on, you can understand, everybody can understand that. Yeah, what I actually want to do is I want to show you what I do. So I have a web application here that's hosted on the cloud. This web application has been purely written on SAP HANA Cloud. It's running on the cloud, and it gives me the form you just saw. Our guys from India have written that in like no time, and what's actually interesting, they had no real Java knowledge before. They started working on that like in February. They came up with that. So to say that's not really complex, right? I mean, obviously they spent a lot of time on that, yeah, but they managed, right? So I searched for some flights. What happens now, I went to my backend system from the cloud application and found some flights. Okay? There's a nice flight here. Let's take this one. It's the Singapore Airlines. I didn't want to buy the plane, but anyway. I say, yeah, that's an excellent value. Let's push it out as a campaign, right? You say publish to Facebook. That's it. So I clicked it. Now my cloud system talked to Facebook. And just for us to remember, here's kind of an ID. So let's remember 115550 at the end. Okay? It's just for us to find it back in the database later. That's it. Now what happened? If I go now to my Facebook account, let's go to my own Facebook account, I see that's an excellent value. And this is the guy who's written it. This is Avinash. Avinash, I don't know whether you hear me, but I have you on photo here, and I'm going to change that later. So this is an excellent value. He is of an excellent value. Now, yeah, I like it. Okay, so let's click the like button. Wait, what happens? I just like it. So what's Facebook doing? I'm doing nothing. I'm just standing around because I liked it, and I'm a customer right now, and I say this guy looks cool, and the thing looks cool. Just wait a little bit, and what should happen is that I should get mail back, right? So while I'm waiting for that, what I'm doing at the same time is I'm going to go to another cloud-hosted application. I'm actually looking for at the moment. Where is this thing? No, I'm not. No. What I really am looking for is actually I want to go on premise. Because what we really wanted is that we get a lead in our CRM or ERP or whatever system we are connecting to, right? Oh, he has an ERP. So let's do that. So I have a table here that shows me the subscriptions that I have. If I refresh that table, I get actually two new ones. Now we did it such that they are actually timestamps. So what I'm going to do to show you how live this is, you see now you have, oh by the way, there is a mail coming in, right? Telling me, hey cool, actually can go to that mail and say, here, Mr. Avinash sent me a mail, right? Thanks for your interest, okay? Now do it again, because you see I have here like 5 of those. Let's add one more. So actually what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to use here, I don't like him anymore, right? And now I like him again. We specifically did not check that so that we, my friends on Facebook are actually going to think, what the hell is this guy doing, right? But yeah, I mean, so if I go back to the backend system and I refresh, I would expect one more as in. And if I now double click on it, very simple, I get his mail address, so my mail address, because I liked it. Okay? Now also what I could do, if you remember, I had this screen where I actually had like 3 possibilities, to 3 possible campaigns. Here's the new line, okay, comes in automatically. Yeah, well, these 3 things, how about creating an additional one? This should happen on premise, right? Because on premise you define the campaigns that you're doing. Okay. And actually, this thing is hosted on the cloud. There's several reasons. One of the reasons is it's rather something everybody has access to, so you don't want to have any worries with DMZs and so on. Yeah, but I mean, a campaign is typically created on your backend system, so let's create a campaign. I mean, we could have made a UI for that, but why? So we are just going to look into the table where we have all our nice campaigns. Where is it? Subscription, yeah, we don't use the subscription table, which is where the mail came in. So we have some other table. It's the promotion S or promotions, I don't remember. One of the two. Obviously the other one, it has to be that way. So you look into that table. Here's a table, the 3 ones we had. So let's go a little bit risky again and add another one. No table, it was good. I create a new one. So I say, okay, PRM004, I'm going to call it. Was it actually called like that? PR4, offer type. Actually, I should have remembered that because I think he is testing all that somehow. There are several. There's a discount and free miles kind of promotion. Here we have no UI on that at the moment. Let's say it's a discount. So, and then from date is today, 2nd of April, and we are making a run until the 10th of November. Next year we say our value is like 1,000, whatever, and we say the text for that, this is even more of added value, right? And we just save it. Cool. Now we go here. Actually, what happens if I go here? It's not yet there. So, oh, that's okay. I mean, I probably have to reload the thing. So let's go here again. We were looking for like flights for tomorrow. Search them. Go here, and there it is. Right? So I created it in the backend system. It's consumed by the cloud application, immediately visible. Okay. Check it. Oh, yeah. What I also want to do, I can't stop doing that. What I'm actually wanting to do, you know, you noticed I was videotaping the whole event, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of those videos I made about Jim. So let's take some part of him, like this, okay? And say, okay, this we now want to use as document, so to say.
Remember, I haven't completed your review yet, so.
I know, this is why I didn't take other parts of your body. So, I mean, thing is that I just captured it. Now I need to put it somewhere on the cloud. So I do this in order to demo document service. So we have a very rudimentary application for that. I've asked the team to actually do it last night. So they did it. This should be called something a discount minus hotel, let's say. So the thing I have, I just deleted. This is our application we have here. This is a good web application, right? So it's now gone, hopefully. And oh, it logs me in again. So let's see what. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, cool. Let's take Jim. And where is he? Here. Okay. This we want to upload the file. Now what happens? Once I have it back here, so what happens if I now go to my Facebook integration and say, yep, actually this is more of an added value and publish this thing. Right, I should get back an ID for Facebook, that's it, okay. We look here, we do a refresh on my Facebook page, and there he is. All right? It's not bad, right? And obviously I like that. Which means I now get a mail. Okay. So, going back to the presentation, this thing here. Where have we been? Facebook demo. Yes, let's continue. So to wrap this up, you have seen. Let's go one back. Can you just work, please? Thank you. Yeah. So what we have seen is all these things working together, right? Seamlessly. The document was used, Jim's image was used in the document service of HANA Cloud. It was really simple to implement that. I mean, something like take the picture, somebody uploads it, dump it into this document service, and that's all. And you can have security on that, but I'm not going to demo to you right now. We can have that, I can show it to you later. So that's all working, okay? Now, what do you need in order to actually get there, that you can do this yourself? I'm going to dump on the last of my slides a lot of links where you can look yourself, but obviously it helps somehow to have some support. And it helps us to get some revenue in the service business, right? So we do 2 services at the moment, and they are available. In assessment services, a one-day service, it really helps you to understand what this stuff is about, what your stuff is about, and where the match is. Okay? And you get documents out of that, which will allow you then to directly start with an implementation, or parameterize what we call a bootcamp service, which is a week-long, intense, developer-oriented thing where you have, you remember the list of all the things that we have to do the table? Every single thing is part of the bootcamp service. At the end of the bootcamp service, you are able to write this Facebook application. Actually, you get it in code. You can directly have it. You can take it away, right? And other stuff as well. So we want you to be able to set you up on HANA Cloud, demo accounts, we install with you the development environments, everything you need to get going, and then we write applications together where you really see the value and how to do it with every single aspect of HANA Cloud. Since there are more aspects being added, this is probably going to be longer than a week at one point, but right now it's 5 days. So that's it. Assessment service, as I said, it helps you to understand it, to analyze your requirements, to get a value proposition of HANA Cloud, to give you a roadmap how you can get there, and to give you recommendations on your implementation project. And bootcamp service, same thing. It's an enablement workshop. It's a hands-on experience. It's there to develop your competence. So we want to take us out of the game somehow, because otherwise it's not working. It has to be scalable. It has to be directed to a whole ecosystem of people, right? So you can build it. It's always what you can do, not what we can do. Okay? And then here's stuff we have. So for example, you configure, we set it up for you, as I said, you configure mail, say all these things I just told you. In the future, what we're also going to offer is an implementation service. That's when you want to have SAP do it for you. That then builds on, for example, stuff you had out of the assessment service. And review and sizing, because it may be that you want to understand also what's the right sizing requirements I'm going to have. So part of the sizing is in the assessment already. But there are like applications, like people running campaigns for things like Super Bowl, where you get massive hits, that it makes sense. You have only one opportunity to mess this up. So you want to be sure that you actually have the right sizing in place, okay? It's not that SAP can't deliver the sizing, but your application needs to be performance tested, and that's what we are going to offer as part of that service offering. And now some custom examples. I told you about the Facebook thing. This is like B2C. Now, think about, first of all, forget about the slide, think about an automotive producer. I talked to him recently, and he says, yeah, again, cloud. I said, yeah, if you have all kinds of supplies, they all have their own ERP systems, so you need to link your systems together. If you have more than 2 systems, it's a mess, right? Why not, what everybody would logically say, create, instead of kind of a round-robin schema, like, why not create a star schema? So that's what you can do in a B2C scenario with SAP HANA Cloud. The application will even not be visible, but it will be integrating. And that's then where HANA becomes interesting as well. This will allow you to aggregate massive amounts of data. That's also what's happening here. This is an example that SAP has implemented on one of the biggest ports in Europe, Hamburg port. Now what's happening there, Hamburg port is massively automated, right? Everything runs automatic. If you see this, there's all those trains running around, basically driving around, it's fully automatic until the door. Until the stuff, the moment where the stuff comes in. So, because the port doesn't know if there is a traffic jam in Hamburg Temple. It does not know if there is a driver who missed some pickup, those kinds of things. So how do you really make sure that the moment the driver comes in, you get the right crane at the right spot to pick his stuff up? Because the outside of the port, out of your boundary, you cannot really control. Or can you? Yes, you can with HANA Cloud, and that's what they did. Now what they do is this. Instead of calling the driver, they give him a tablet. Right? So there's a keynote yesterday, everybody has tablets, they also have tablets now. And they send them the thing there, and the drivers like it because they don't make typos. So they just see, okay, I need to go there. Then they go there. It also has a GPS, so it knows where the driver is. He picks his stuff up, comes back. All the time, this device is going to talk via HANA Cloud and say where it is. Also, German Telecom, from the other side, basically is delivering a constant stream of traffic information. This traffic information is a lot of information all around the city of Hamburg, but it's complete useless information a day later. That's why you don't want to have it on premise. Put it in the cloud. Right? It's there, it's massive, you need to have power to analyze it, but tomorrow you're really not interested. The stuff has been shipped, right? All the time, the cloud is automatically optimizing where the cranes are so that they know when the driver is arriving. So you really solve this problem with that. Next thing. There's a company here, partner of Business Objects. Business Objects, I come from Business Objects, has been acquired by SAP. We have been working together for a long time. Now I talked to Kevin. He's going to do the presentation with me in Philadelphia. And then Kevin has created what we call a very efficient business intelligence front end. So he pulls data in from all kinds of backend systems, and then he has his data mart. It can be sitting on all types of databases, and it's then running reports on that, and those reports are then somehow massaged and going out to all kinds of things. Now, it's not really different from the Facebook demo I showed you before, right? And that's why we have just enabled it for HANA Cloud. He can run his whole application. He's running on the cloud now. And there's not only SAP systems in the backend that he is pulling his reporting data out of. There's also business object systems sitting on the backend that he can talk to through the cloud. So what can you do from here? First of all, you need to answer the question if you talk to your customers or if yourself are interested in the cloud, is cloud something really for me? And if you remember, we had the schema before where we said, okay, there's something like infrastructure. We are talking about a platform as a service because it allows you to create your own stuff. Is it private or public? Now, private or public is actually a funny thing because I was recently talking to a bank. That's maybe my last metaphor. I was talking to a bank. I was had to fix stuff there. So I told him about cloud. The CEO of the bank was there. Told him about cloud. And he said, basically, I'm living in Switzerland, so you can imagine problems we've had. He said, we bank, we nix cloud. Okay. I said, well, right. Think about it again. To my knowledge, Google Wallet is formally registered as a European financial institution. Also, PayPal. Maybe they are going to pass wrong, and you don't even see it. They're going to be massively doing transactions. I just got a mail here today. It's even more relevant. Is that mail? Just got it like today or something. I mean, this is. See whether I find it quickly. Came in here. All the cloud mails here. What's that? Strand Consult here. Facebook itself, transforming itself, now going into mobile, right? This thing is happening right now. Every of other customers, we as Gartner estimated 90% of the applications going to be written this year are going to run on the cloud. So that is happening now, right? So if we go back, where can you go from here except for a black screen here? Thank you. Go here, hana.ondemand.com. Take a photo of it. It will keep it right of you in your, if you have a QR reader. hana.ondemand.com is your point of entry for HANA Cloud. Yeah. Works?
Too far away.
Yeah. I'll make you a bigger one later. I have one for you. You want to take that. realhelp.hana.ondemand.com. I put this particularly because if you go there, then it explains to you specifically what you need to do to get going. Okay? And tools.hana.ondemand.com is the place where you download all the stuff you need. So very simple, hana.ondemand.com. And use SAP HANA Cloud. There are people twittering about the stuff. Okay, it's our hashtag. Thank you. If you want to contact me, take a photo of that. You get a V card immediately for your iPhone. Thanks.
Thanks, Matthias.